Hi guys, here's some work I've been doing on some corner and wall pieces the last day or so. These pieces are painted up in what I've been calling my sandstone color scheme to differentiate it from my dungeon color scheme. This is a piece from an earlier, or the first round of this color scheme that I did, and these are primed in gray and then base coated with dark brown and then dry brushed with a combination of a dark brown and an orange. And then the wall pieces are dry brushed with a titanium white to make them stand out. And so this latest batch has been painted up to color match that. And these are all corner pieces that are going to help form rooms basically. So I've added some flocking to a few and a couple of specialized tiles and some accent columns. 3 of these are identical, and they've got these encased columns painted to look like they're made of marble, and so we get that focus there with a blue stripe, and they've all got this piece that was a part of the first set of tiles that Ben from Ben's RPG pile sent me. Egyptian hieroglyphic kind of tile piece that I've incorporated into the floor. And so I've made these up to make it look like they've been around for a long time and they've been walked on, and so they might have been originally really ornately painted, but over time they've become scuffed and worn down. So I painted these up with a really light coating of that titanium, and then a fairly quick painting of some blue and gold, and then I went back over them again with that orange and brown combo. That's the highest dry brushing to make it look like the top layer of paint had been scuffed away. So I have 3 of those, and then a 4th piece that doesn't have the Egyptian tile on it, but which I put in some vining, some moss type flock using the Woodland Scenics turf. And you've seen in my how-to video how I go about doing that. It's not coming in really well focused wise, so hopefully that you're able to see that. I think it looks pretty good. And then a couple more with the similar flocking, and a piece with some rubble. The camera's having a hard time focusing. It's going in and out of focus. Hopefully that's not too annoying. A little bit of debris on top of the wall, and then a little bit, and then this stuff, as I've explained before, is fairly light colored. So to help it blend in with the wall material, because it's supposed to resemble a crumbled wall, I've gone over it with the dark brown and then dry brushed on that titanium white to make it look like little bits of wall that have crumbled down. Another piece here that's got a fountain, I guess, or a little pool, water pool with some moss, and I don't have any water effect flocking or solution, so that's something I'm going to look into getting over the next little while, and to be able to start incorporating that into the tiles that I've been making. And then a little bit more rubble there, and then a little more here. Now you can see on a few of these that there's this blue motif on the tiles, and in an earlier video I was attempting to make a decorative motif on the floor tiles using a rubber stamp that I bought that has that pattern on it. And the first attempt was on some dungeon tiles, and I was using just unmixed paint, and it came out really thick and blotchy. So this time around, using a blue colored paint, I watered it down, and it's still coming out rather uneven and blotchy, and it's pooling in areas. And even with the watered down paint, I mean, the floor tiles just aren't absorbing anything, obviously. And I've tried getting rid of some of the excess paint by stamping on paper before I went ahead and did it, but the effect is not coming out exactly as I hoped. it's okay. I've gone ahead and kept it and incorporated it into the tile with that rubble on top. You can see it again here to make it look like the tile was once decorated or painted and has since become a part of the crumbling wall. And here's a piece that's got some crenellations and then a couple pieces of the cavern tile, and there's that decorative motif. It's not centered very well on the tile either, which is another problem I've got to work on. But that one doesn't look too bad. Here's another one that's even fainter. And here's one more. So what I think I might do is, for my next round of experimenting with this, is actually do it on some proper floor tiles, meaning proper like 3x3 tiles that are just floor pieces, so I can get like a pattern where I do the decorative motif on 4 corners and the center tile, just to make it look like a pattern tile. Before I go, I just wanted to show you what this all laid out can look like. Here's just a setup from using the pieces that I just recently made. So we've got a large room here and a group of characters ventured into this little chamber, which opens up into a broader room with a set of stairs. They've got the option then of checking out what might be going on upstairs. There's great age to the chamber. There's some broken columns and some moss growing on the walls. This area's got some, might be a former bath or garden. It's got some seating around the door. But perhaps with a perception check, our wolfen friend here can tell that there's a drow assassin hiding around the corner. And then further down the chamber, some drow warriors and a drow cleric. And if they happen to get past them, they can follow the meandering corridor down to what lay beyond. And this corner has a couple chests, or pardon me, a couple crates and a chest. The place is starting to fall apart a little bit. Looks pretty good. And one other thing, I had a subscriber ask a little while ago when I showed the video on my sailing ship that I used as terrain, that I didn't include any figures for scale. So here that is. Sorry for the mess. We'll see you again.